Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to our most recent rehab project we have located in Fairhaven, New Jersey. So real quick, I'm just going to walk you through the property, describe the property, let you know what we got going on here. We're about 30 days into this project. We have about 2 to 3 weeks left until we hit the market. And then after I walk you through the property, I'll also discuss how I funded this deal with none of my own money, and how you can go ahead and do that yourself. So take some tips from me, because I have used none of my own money in any of these deals and I am making significant returns on zero investment. So let me just walk you through this property and describe it real quick. This is located in Fairhaven, New Jersey. This is a farmhouse style home. I'll try to add some pictures of the previous condition it was in. It used to have red wooden siding, which was just destroyed. The person who was living in this prior to us buying it was actually a tenant. We re-sided this whole entire property, new roof, new gutters, new soffits, everything. It didn't even have gutters on it, so a lot of the water was just draining down. As you can see here, we have some overgrown ivy and stuff. This is nothing compared to what was here previously. This tree here was pretty much the entire backyard. We had hired a tree company who came in and got rid of most of these stumps and trees, and oh gosh, there was tons of stuff, and they have so much more work to do. This here is a 2-car garage, detached garage, plenty of space, not a lot of electrical in there right now, so we're not going to go in there, but plenty of storage, new roof, new siding on that as well with gutters. And here's a quick pan of the backyard. As I mentioned, we have a lot of cleanup work to do. We did redo this deck. The framing was in decent condition, so we just ripped off the, I believe, 2x6s and replaced those 2x6s to give it a nice fresh look. We may stain it like a gray color and paint the supporting wood white just to let it pop a little bit. So as I was mentioning, the person who was living here prior was a tenant, and the person who owned it, the landlord, became foreclosed on. So the tenant was actually living here for, I believe, 2 years. We did the math, about 2 years without paying rent, because the landlord had gotten foreclosed on and she was pretty much living for free. So how we purchased this property was through an online auction. I believe it was Xome.com, which is actually spelled with an X, Xome.com. And yeah, so I had to knock on this person's door and kind of let her know, hey, we just purchased this property. But let's take a look inside real quick, and I'll explain a lot more on the funding and more about how we closed on this. So as we walk in the front door, so it is a bit messy in here, but I'll give you the tour anyway. We are, like I said, we are about 30 days into this already. Here we're gonna actually take away that fan and install some hi-hats in here, because the ceilings are not extremely high. We just think the fan takes away from some of the room. This is a family room, nice TV room. Walking in, the TV would be placed in that corner there. The flooring right now is just plywood subflooring, so let's walk through. And we're going to be doing some engineered hardwood. I'll show you a sample of that. Here we have the kitchen. So right under the window, you could probably see where the cabinets were at one point, but right under the window is the kitchen sink. And to the right of that, on this other wall, we're gonna have the oven and the refrigerator where that outlet is. We still have some work to do here. Nothing much, it looks a lot worse than it is, but we do have a plumber we're waiting on at the moment just to finish some plumbing. We moved around upstairs, closed that off, and then we're good to go. But we're waiting on the cabinets anyway, so nothing's really holding us up too much. What was I getting at? So, the flooring. So we are installing engineered hardwood flooring, a nice dark walnut color. I think it's really gonna pop. It's what we've used in our previous flips, so I know it'll look good, and we've gotten a lot of compliments on it. So, walking into here, let me shut that door real quick. Walking into here, which is the back room. Kind of like a TV room, family room, den area, good size. This is a concrete floor. We're also putting the engineered hardwood on top of this, and like I said, it's a bit messy. So good sized room, a lot of windows. And over here to the left we have, that's the laundry room. Washer dryer would go in there, and then to the right a little bit we have the half bathroom. So brand new tile in here. That's not the vanity that's going there. We were just making sure things fit. We got a new vanity, and then we just have some paint and install some fixtures in here and toilets. So nothing too much in there. And that's the half bathroom. But let's head upstairs and I will show you the 3 bedrooms and the 2 full bathrooms. And then we'll start talking some numbers. So as we walk up the stairs, we're going to be putting carpet all up through the upstairs, obviously except the bathrooms. Bathrooms are tiled. These are the same tiles we use in a majority of our flips. And then here we have, I believe they're 6x18 subway tiles with the mosaic accent and the soap dishes. So this is what we are using in most of our flips, and we have gotten a ton of compliments. The lighting here is not that great. I guess the light one of the light bulbs went out. Right here we have the master bedroom. So it doesn't look huge. It's actually a decent size. I think the camera takes a little bit away from it, but even better, it has really high vaulted ceilings, which is really cool. I think it gives it a lot of character and makes it feel much more open. It has a lot of closet space as well, and then it also has its own master bathroom. So we're waiting to install the bathtub, the toilet, and the vanity, but the shower and shower pan area is done. Once again, we went with the 6x18 subway tile, and then the mosaic accent wall. So really cool. Like I said, a ton of compliments. It's mosaic tile is in right now. And then as you can see, we also use it's called a passive paint. It's gray and it's like a grayish blue tint. And a lot of people really like that color too. So let's walk down the hallway real quick and get a quick view of the 2 bedrooms. This one being the smallest of the 3. In this area, this is a really good starter home. It's not the biggest home, but it does have a lot of potential for a nice couple starting out, maybe waiting on kids. And the master bedroom is down the hall away from the bedrooms, which, you know, creates some privacy. So really cool stuff. So let's head outside and start talking numbers and how I kind of got into this. Okay, so the numbers on this property and this project and how I managed to fund this deal with none of my own money in this deal. So like I mentioned, we purchased this property from Xome.com, Xome.com, which is an auction website, and we purchased for about $312, if I remember correctly. And then after closing costs and everything, I think we're around $320 all in for the purchase of this property. Now, we're expecting a $70,000 rehab on this property, and I believe we may even come up short of that, which would be great. But we'll see. So right now we're expecting a $70,000 rehab, and that will put us at about $390. And then when we go to sell it, we're going to be paying about $20,000 to $25,000 in closing costs for real estate commissions and attorney fees, etc. So that puts us at about $410,000 all in. And then we actually are pricing this at $525,000 when we go to the market. So when we go on the market. So with that, we're looking at over $100,000 in profit. You know, you can't guarantee that yet, but we do have, as you can see in that corner, we do have a for sale by owner sign, and we have had a lot of calls on this property. We haven't shown it yet because of the rehab stage that it's in. You know, we still have about 3 weeks till we're finished, and I don't want to show someone something that's not completely finished. I want them to get a really good vibe for it and a very homey feeling when they walk in, not debris, dust, and missing flooring. But with that, we have had a ton of people call in, and we have mentioned the price, square footage, beds and baths and things like that. And we have had no negative remarks on the price, which is a really, really good sign. So we're pretty confident in that 525 number. And with that being said, we are looking at, over $100,000 in profit. So now, how did I fund this deal with none of my own money? So here's the thing. A lot of times I feel like I've seen people on YouTube and all these, various channels, Facebook and everything, where people are like, oh, you can get started in real estate with zero money, zero credit, blah, 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 blah. And it's actually 100% true. Now, I know that most of those pitches are for wholesaling. When you put a property under contract and you just flip it to someone like me who actually buys the properties. But you can do it for fix and flipping as well. And here's how I did it. I'm a licensed real estate agent, so I have a lot of real estate knowledge. I've only been a real estate sales associate for about 2.5 years. And, I leveraged my expertise and market knowledge and sat down with people who I knew had cash aside that they could, I guess you could say, play with, right? Or invest. So I sat down with those individuals and I pitched them my ideas and how I wanted to do this and blah, blah, blah. So, and I'll explain that more in depth in another video. But that's what I did. And now I have multiple investors. Actually, only one investor has said no. And it's kind of crazy. The reason he said no, I have come to believe, is because my deals were too small for him. He actually funds developments. So you're talking millions and millions of dollars. And I think me asking for, an average of 400 grand was just not enough for him. I just, it's kind of wild, but that's the case. But out of meeting with about, I think it was 5 investors, I've only had one turn me down, and he shook my hand after the meeting and said, we'll do a deal in the future. So, not really a negative thing, but anyway, so how I did this was, I sat down with them and I said, listen, I know everything that I'm doing. I know what I'm getting into. I have the connections and the means of hiring contractors and plumbers and electricians, and I have a lot of time on my hands where I can manage the projects and just things like that. I went on and on and on, and how they can put their money and trust in me to get the job done while they're managing their companies, or they're at their job, whatever their lifestyle is, or they're on vacation, whatever the case is. Because this investor for this particular property has only been at the property about 2 or 3 times. So you're talking, a half hour to an hour at most at this property. So you're saying anywhere from an hour to 3 hours they have been to this property, and they will put 50,000 plus in their pocket when this is all said and done. So pretty crazy how money makes money, and that's of course the end goal, but right now that's not the reality for me. One day, and when I keep, if I continue to keep doing this, this is actually my 3rd deal with this particular investor. We're closing on another project where he's going to profit about $40,000 or more. And he showed up to that property a very similar amount of times, about 2 to 3 times, and that's it. So just to kind of make sure things were getting done. And that's how I do it. So I sat down with these investors, and like I said, I'll make another video going over how exactly what I said, important things to remember to say. And really all I did was said, hey, I can make you money and save you time, because I will be the person at the project. I will be the person managing the project, hiring the electricians, dealing with the stress, making sure the deliveries for material comes on time. You know, when the plumber doesn't show up, I'm the one that handles it. So you know, my investor has no worries. When the electrician, you know, is delayed or something's not working right, you know, I'm the one to call that person. So that's how I did it. And I'm providing the sweat equity, they're providing the capital, and in the end I will cash in a significant amount of money without having any money involved. So the rumors are true. You can invest in real estate without any of your own money, and I am doing it. So thank you so much for watching this video. Any comments, questions, whatever, leave it below. Please subscribe to this channel for more everything. I'm going to be talking about everything regarding real estate, from investing to real estate agent stuff to even fitness and motivation and just my daily life. And I'm starting now. So that's that. Subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you soon.